Hi everyone, in this video we'll be building a gaming PC. We'll be using Ryzen 5 5600X for this build. This CPU has base frequency of 3.7 GHz and boost frequency of 4.7 GHz. This CPU is based on AMD's Gen 3 architecture. Also we are using here Asus Tuf B550M Plus Wi-Fi motherboard. This motherboard comes with the inbuilt Wi-Fi and it has very good VRMs. I wanted to use RTX 3000 series GPUs, but I could not find one due to shortage going on worldwide, so I bought GT 710 for now. I'll be upgrading it soon. If you are able to find better GPU, use that instead of using GT 710. PSU, I'm using Gigabyte's 650W PSU. If you are able to find any modular PSU, go for that. This is not so good, but I got it in good deal, so I'm using it. I have got XPC's 512GB SSD, which is a Nvme SSD. I'm not using any HDD for now. Probably I'll be using one HDD later on. Also I have got two 8GB RAM sticks, which are 8GB each with frequency of 3200 MHz. Cabinet I'm using here MSI's Forge 100M, which in this case has 3 fans inbuilt, 2 RGB and 1 non-RGB. So this is the mid tower, comes with the tempered glass on side. So now let's start building our PC. So here we have Wi-Fi, which we have to connect to motherboard. This is motherboard itself. Let's see what is inside. We have one IO shield, 2 SATA cables, some standoffs, and one CD and some of the guidelines and paperwork. I'll keep everything back now, and I'll be using this box to set up my motherboard now. You can always use your motherboard box to keep your motherboard, and from there you can start building your PC. So here I'm keeping my motherboard on this box. Now first thing we'll be doing is to place our CPU on motherboard. Always keep a paper cutter with you to open boxes. Here is our CPU Ryzen 5 5600X. We have some papers, warranty card, etc. This is our CPU cooler. We'll be using this CPU cooler only for now. Later on I'll be upgrading along with GPU. So we can see AMD logo here, and thermal paste is pre-applied on this cooler, so we don't need to buy any thermal paste for now. Let's keep everything aside for now. Do not touch any CPU pins while taking it off. I'll show you the CPU pins. Now carefully match the golden mark on CPU with mark on motherboard. Take off the pin from motherboard and put your CPU inside motherboard socket. Give it a little shake so it will go inside, and see, now I'm not able to move it. I'll close the pin now. Now it is fixed. Now we'll install CPU fan. For that I'll take off these screws. Place the fan on CPU. Now we will tighten the screws. Go over each screw in round robin fashion and tighten them slowly until all are tight. Now I'll plug the CPU fan. I have given it a knot to shorten wire length. Now we'll install our RAM. Now remember, install RAM in alternate sockets, whether 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. Match the socket and push it inside You will hear a click sound and that should be done. When you install RAM in alternate sockets, it can take advantage of dual channel. Now we'll be installing our SSD. So I'll be taking off this SSD protector. Now RAM SSD also can go in one way. Here I have to put one standoff. These standoffs you will get with your motherboard. So I'll put one and place my SSD and then I screw it in. We can place this lid back. Just remove this plastic from this lid back side, place it there and screw it. Since our motherboard is done, now we'll be moving towards our cabinet. Take off tempered glass and back lid. You can see this case comes with RGB hub. We'll be using this hub to connect multiple RGBs. Do not forget placing IO shield first. Give it a push at all four corners and you should be done. Now we'll be placing some standoffs based on our motherboard. Use your CPU fan to hold your motherboard and align it properly. This is done now. I'm installing my PSU now. If your case has air passes down like this case, then place your PSU's fan down facing. Now I can plug my back fan in fan socket. This is 24 pin power adapter to power up our motherboard. This pin you should get from your PSU. I'm also plugging CPU power pin. These are two fan sockets from front RGB fans. If you have more fans to install, buy a fan hub for yourself. Now we are plugging audio pin. This pin you should have with your cabinet. Now I'll plug in USB 3.0 pin. So be a little careful with these small pins. Basically you will find the instruction in your motherboard's manual. These are basically power pins, LGD pins and your power light and all these things. Now we'll install our GPU. I have two slots here, but make sure to use the top one. I have already taken off the shield, so just place it there and push it. Now we are almost ready. Just close the back lid and screw it. Place back the tempered glass, screw it, and now you can remove its plastic. I do not have any monitor now, so I'll be using my TV to test it out. So I should be able to see BIOS screen. So yeah, it is there and our PC is working fine. Now I just have to install Windows and I should be done. I'll be making another video where I'll be upgrading this GPU and my CPU cooler. There are some more details in description section about pricing and all, so please check it out. Thank you.